an easier way to cure green olives, namely penetrating the skin of the olive. In my opinion, one of the most difficult parts of preparing olives is cutting through or breaking the skin on the olives. Olive skin is very thin but very tough. So in order for the salt brine to get to the olive meat, the skin has to be fractured. There are several ways of doing this. One is to hit it with a hammer, and that usually makes a little bit of a mess. The other way is to take a paring knife and put a slit in it. Now the fastest I've been able to put slits in olives is 1 gallon per hour. I did try to speed it up once and cut faster, but I also cut my thumb, which meant putting a Band-Aid on it, and I really slowed down. So I thought I would try to research a different method. One, I took a piece of wood and I routed out an area here that I can put olives in. And then I bought a tomato slicer. This fits about 20 olives. Then I bought a tomato slicer, and I just run this back and forth 3 or 4 times, and I notice that all the olives are moving, so that I know there is a slit in every one of them. There's this slit right here. Another slit. This one has 2 slits. This works fairly well, but if you don't have a router, it's kind of hard to do. So I was thinking of a way, how can I do it without any special tools? I have a piece of 3/4 inch Schedule 40 PVC. It is for water, etc., so it's certainly food safe. A paring knife and some rubber bands. I took a hacksaw and I cut a slit in here. I also drilled a hole right there with a 5/16 drill that the little knob of the knife can fit in. So the reason for the rubber band is so that the olives can go through, and in case it hits the pit, it won't jam the olive. And this has been working very well. So I just put olives in the pipe and push it through. There's a slit in every one of them, and this really works great. So this is kind of, it gives the prettiest olive because there's only 1 slit in it. By the way, these olives are Mazzilla olives. I think that's how you say it, Mazzilla. In our yard, they were brought here in 1917, so the olive trees in our yard are 102 years old. Ta-da! Here's a closer look at the wood that I routed out. I took a piece of 3.5 inch by 1 inch thick wood, and I used a hinge template guide to route out the section in the wood. And then the other item is a tomato slicer that I bought from Amazon, I believe. This combination works great. I did time myself. Typically I can, using a paring knife, I can cut slits in the olives at a rate of 1 gallon per hour. So I did a whole gallon of olives with this combination, and I did it in 20 minutes. So I was very pleased with that. This other method with the PVC pipe works great, almost as fast as the wood and tomato slicer. Using the PVC pipe, I was able to do 1 gallon of olives in 30 minutes. So it's 10 minutes longer than with the tomato slicer, but still half the time it took me, personally, to cut slits in the olives one at a time using a paring knife. The reason for the 3/4 inch PVC is that we have manzanilla olives, so 3/4 inch is perfect for our olives. Olives fit in there easily.
They're not crowded. If your olives are larger, then you'll have to obviously use a larger pipe. But it works great. No special tools, just a hacksaw and a drill and some rubber bands and a paring knife and a piece of pipe. It works great. The next step is to put the olives in a salt brine so that they can be cured. We pick our olives in late August and we let them soak in the brine till sometime in early spring. We keep checking them now and again to see when they are ready to can. This time-saving method might not seem like it's a big deal, and it really isn't for 1 or 2 gallons of olives, but when we have 5 or 10 gallons of olives to do, it is a real big deal and saves a huge amount of time.